This is the 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie. Is it the perfect HD truck for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. This is called Molten Red Pearl Coat. It's the exterior color with a black interior, and that black interior is accented by the black finish we're going to have here with our upper grille and the middle section and that lower area right there. Nice large pronounced Ram logo, and underneath that something very important, your front view camera. When you see that, you know you're going to have cameras everywhere. That's a good thing. Lighting, LED everywhere you look. So we're going to have our LED daytime running lights with the turn signal indicators built in. That's also LED low and high beams, as you can see with your lighting. We work our way down. You're also going to have the LED fog lights down there. Our nice sturdy recovery hooks are going to be here. And this truck is obviously four-wheel drive, riding on the 20-inch wheels. Now, this is a nice finish. I think it works well because it's not gloss. It just seems to fit better with this HD truck. And you're also going to be able to raise and lower the height of the truck. There's actually a button you can push to raise and lower the bed back there. So depending on how you're loading and unloading, that's going to be helpful. Going to have your Cummins diesel logo or turbo diesel logo with the Cummins logo right up there. Nice large towing mirrors, turn signal indicators built in with all of your exterior lighting. They're going to be heated, power adjustable, and they're also going to be power folding, as you can see right there. One thing to note here that is going to be a little bit different with these mirrors is that the top section is power adjustable. We'll come around and show you this real quick. That top section is power adjustable. The lower section you will have to adjust manually by hand, but not really a big deal. Here is your key fob with the Ram logo on the back. We're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open your power tailgate back there, and you'll also have the panic button. And then we've got the button right here on the side. We can pull out our mechanical key, which is going to go right there in the event that the battery in the truck dies or the battery in the key fob dies, whichever. You can still open the truck, get in and out, do whatever you need to do. You have your passive entry button right there. You can push that to lock and unlock the truck. That's going to be on the front doors only. Now, we're going to work our way down. We're going to show you that you have the power assist steps right there, and you can actually leave those deployed when you're washing the truck if you need to. So you're going to have plenty of ability to do whatever you need to do with all of that. A nice large cab here. We're going to have our spray-in bed liner. I like that. You can see some of our lighting elements right there. That's going to be on each side, shining forward to illuminate the bed after dark. And we're also going to have that cab light up there that's going to do a good job for you as well. Working our way back, we're going to again have those LED lighting elements with our tail lights. You can see that I have the turn signal indicator turned on. For those of you that don't use your blinkers, if you buy this truck, there's a really important reason why you're going to want to use that. We'll show you on the interior, so stay tuned for that. Nice large Ram logo, and just like with the wheels, it's not a gloss finish. I think that works well. That way you don't have too much here. Also the nice bright lights here for your license plate area, all of your hookups for your trailers, everything here as far as that goes. And work our way down. You're going to have your hitch receiver right there. Everything you need is here. What kind of numbers are we talking about when it comes to what's under the hood? Let's open it and we'll find out. You already know what's under the hood. That 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel. It puts out 430 horsepower. Here's the impressive number, the torque, 1,075 pounds-feet. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and you're going to find your 0 to 60 about 6.5 to 7 seconds flat. Top speed is governed to 106 miles per hour. I can't imagine driving this truck at over 100 miles per hour. Now, let's talk about our gas tank details. Normally, I'd tell you about the MPGs, but those are not listed here. You can see what you have going on where that is concerned. It is a 31-gallon fuel tank. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 527 miles in the city. That number jumps to a little over 700 miles out on the highway and combined 620 miles. You can tow up to 20,000 pounds with this truck as it sits. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we're going to have that power tailgate that's going to come down right there. How about your payload details? We're looking at 2,740 pounds. Now, I am really happy that you have the spray-in bed liner. The truck's already equipped with that. That's a good thing. We're going to have all of our different tie-down points. so you can tie down your cargo, no big deal where that's concerned. We're gonna have the 115 volt power outlet. One thing I really like about that is the fact that there's a button on the interior you have to push to send power to this outlet. Why is that important? That's going to keep people from coming and borrowing power when you don't want them to. Let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find. And we're going to start with the door panel. We'll look at the passenger side over there. Plenty of room. I like that. Tons of space. Little bit of padding built into that armrest. I wish there was a little more. Upper and lower door bins offer plenty of storage space. And being that this is the mega cab, well, we can pull on the release right here, and you actually have a decent amount of space back here. We can show you how much space is back there. Now, one thing you won't find here are the tools to change a tire, because they're all located under the passenger seat, as is the funnel. So if you happen to be looking for that stuff and saying, where the heck is that? Now you know where it is. We're going to have our rear seat pockets right here, and I like the fact that we have the grab handle right here. Just makes it a little bit easier to get in and out. Right here, we're going to have not only the fold-down armrest, but my favorite design with your cup holders. Why is that my favorite? Because you can still use this as an armrest, even if you have a cup or a bottle in each one. That is really nice. That's a good thing. Rear window defogger with your power sliding window right there. Now, this particular truck will not have a sunroof, but you could have one if you wanted. And then we're going to have our cup holders again right here, so no one's going to be thirsty. Shouldn't have any excuses where that's concerned. Our air conditioning vents that are nice and large, and then a little bit of storage space right there. And then you can see you have the buttons for the heated seats on these outboard seats, our power outlets, the USB, and another 115 volt power outlet. Ultimately, there is a ridiculous amount of space back here. And there's a lever on the side of the seat. Look at what it lets me do. I haven't seen another competitor that has reclining seat backs. That's a question a lot of you ask about. The sticker price at Hebert's Town and Country in Shreveport, Louisiana, where we borrowed this truck from, is $94,645. Tell me what you think about that price. Let's see what else you get. We're going to start with our upper console up here. Obviously, you're going to have your lighting elements, your SOS button. You can see what all is here. We can open our tailgate if we need to. All of that stuff's going to be here. Not a whole lot to talk about where that's concerned, other than one more thing, which is going to be your sunglass holder. I know some of you like to know about that. Yep, got some sunglasses in there too. And we'll work our way down. We're going to have the upper and the lower glove boxes over here. We're going to push the button to open that upper glove box up. Nice to have that space right there, and then the conventional area that I know you're used to with a glove box with most vehicles. And then on the passenger side, we're going to have plenty of room once again with the armrest. Could use a little more padding, like I said earlier. And you got your upper and your lower door bins. So that's going to take care of you as far as your space goes. The driver and the passenger seats here in the front are heated and ventilated and power adjustable, 8-way power adjustable, and they have lumbar support. Here are all of your controls for the mirrors and all that good stuff right here. I push this button right here to fold those mirrors in. Obviously, they're trailering mirrors, so you can extend those out if you need to. One touch down and one touch up for the front windows only. You'll have to hold the buttons down to roll down the rear windows or open them and close them. You can lock the windows right there, and our lock and unlock buttons are there. We're also going to have everything for our exterior lighting. You can leave it on auto. You can turn on your bed lighting and fog lights right there. And here's something. This is going to be a tilt-only adjustable steering wheel, as you can see. You pull that back and you can adjust it. But this button is something that might be of interest. That is for adjusting the position, if I can get the tongue twist out, of your brake and your gas pedal down there. Not something very many trucks have. Now, we're going to have everything here for our steering wheel mounted controls with your cruise control, and all that good stuff is going to be here as far as that goes. And you can see some of the other things for your shifting manually if you want to. And then we can go through everything here on the driver's display. I'm just using what's there on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Let's get that right. And then you've got your screen set up if you want to deal with that. Depending on what you need to find, this is where it's going to be. And then we can hit the button right here, the OK, if we need to go into something. You can even bring up your built-in navigation if you would like to do that. So it depends on your personal preferences on how you set all of that up. This is a heated steering wheel, and you're going to have your conventional style shifter right here. Now we'll work our way over to the center screen. Before we do that, here are all of your controls for your 2-wheel drive and 4 high, 4 low, all of that's going to be there, and your trailer brakes adjusted right here. You can set up everything the way you need to with that. The center screen offers quite a bit. Now, you do have controls for air conditioning on each side, but to turn on your heated steering wheel right here, heated seats, ventilated seats, you can sync the sides together if you want to, so you can see how that works. Once again, there's our built-in navigation. We can go through all of our different details here depending on what we need to do. Now, you can adjust some of the air flow and different things like that here, but the good thing is there are still the physical controls, so it's not all in the screen. You can pair your phone wirelessly, and when we come to vehicle right here, first of all, let me show you something here that I talked about earlier in the video. Here is your turn signal activated view with your blinkers. Depending on which blinker you turn on, you can see into your blind spot. I really like that. And if you want to deploy your power side steps, I told you I was going to show you that. So for those of you that stayed around till this point in the video, good on you for being patient. And you can see what else we have here depending on what you need to turn on and off. Now, bed lowering mode. That is what I was telling you about earlier, where you can lower the bed and actually set things up as you need to. We can go into our apps right here. There's a lot going on as far as that is concerned. You're going to have everything for lowering the bed will be found here as far as the control goes for that. There it is with our off-road pages if you want to do that. So much here, I'm not going to cover everything, but just kind of a few highlights depending on what we need to do. You do have your bed view if you want to see that. There's obviously a lot of views right here, so depending on where you need to see and what you need to see, you can select appropriately with that. Just to run through these real fast and show you what's going on. We can zoom in if we need to right there. And then we can come over here. You have your auxiliary cameras available if you want to take advantage of those. So there's a lot of good options where that is concerned. And then obviously if you want to come out of this, you can hit the X right there. And there you go. Now we do have our favorites right there, or you can come in here and see all. You can see media to take advantage of what you need to do there. There's comfort, navigation, phone, it's all here. Pretty simple to deal with. I like that. And we do have navigation right there. If we want to bring that up, you can push or select right there, I should say, and that will come up. And then we can see some of our other controls that are here depending on what we need to do. I think you know what everything is. As we work our way down, we get into some of our connectivity options, and I'm going to move this out of the way to show you one of my favorite features. One of my least favorite things about my GMC Sierra 2500 is that the wireless charging pad has trouble staying connected to the phone, or the phone connected to the wireless charging pad. But here you have 2 wireless charging pads, and I like how your phone is basically cradled in there, and you can see that it's now charging, and so that works really well. You also have the indicator right there that comes on, and with 2 wireless charging pads, that is something that we need in more vehicles. I like that. Hopefully GMC will learn from this, and in the future they'll fix the problem that I know I have with my truck. Plenty of space down here as far as storage goes. We're gonna have another 115 volt power outlet, and you can adjust things depending on what you need to do. Your cup holders here, change holder right there, a nice amount of space, and then a couple of different things going on here with our center console. A little bit of space right here, but you can see you have this other release. Let's use that. And here is where we're going to take advantage of either having this all the way back here, but if you do this, there's actually a pass-through right here. So space right there, and that's what this is for. So if you have things in here, that's going to keep those things from sliding back and forth all the way up forward when you don't really want them to. And here we go with all of your details for those of you that are doing work out on the job site, whatever you're doing with that, or if you just want to find somebody who is of the right age and say, I'll give you $1 if you can tell me how to use that and what it's for. Believe it or not, there are 17 speakers in the interior of this truck with the Harman Kardon audio system. Here is a sampling for you. There you go. Hope it sounds as good for you as it does for us. All right, here we go on our test drive with the Ram 2500. Now, as you might expect, it's an HD truck, so it may not have the smoothest ride out there, but you know what? These Ram trucks do tend to ride better than their competition, so you do have some advantages there, but it's going to get the job done in so many ways. Towing, hauling, got plenty of room with the extra space behind the back seats that I was showing you earlier in the video. So nice to see how Ram is taking advantage of that and making that available if it's something you want to use. And tons of room in the front and back seat areas for passengers. That's a good thing. A lot of adjustability built into these front seats. The one thing I do wish was here that is not is obviously that you have a tilt adjustable steering wheel, but it's not telescopically adjustable. So depending on who you are, that could pose some challenges potentially, but maybe not. I'm curious to know what some of you may think and have to say who drive these trucks on a daily basis. You already own one. And I know you can't see it because we don't have a sunroof in this truck, but having that turn signal activated view is really cool. I really like that. That is a neat thing to have. When you hit your blinkers, then it turns everything on and you can take advantage of that. One thing this truck definitely does not have is a good tight turning radius, so had to take advantage of the parking lot right there. Now I get a chance to step on it just a little bit. We're not going to go too crazy because obviously the engine is not broken in, but I tell you what, getting up to speed, a little bit above speed as far as the speed limit goes, was not a problem at all. This truck handled it like a champ. So good acceleration, you're going to do just fine. All that horsepower and torque is going to serve you well. The technology here is not difficult to learn and use, although some people tell me they don't like the vertical touchscreen. What do you think about that? Is it too big? Some people have told me it's outdated. I'm always curious to know what everybody has to say about that. But overall, a very enjoyable truck to drive. It's going to get the job done. One of the good options out there as far as the 3 available options for HD trucks. And there it is, the 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie. Is it the perfect HD truck for you? Tell me down in the comments section. One of the biggest advantages with this truck is that you can raise and lower this area. I like that because on some of the newer HD trucks, they're sitting up so high that depending on the trailer you're towing, all of that kind of stuff, the trailer can actually kind of be angled up in the front, which is not really something you need. It's not very beneficial. So you really need to even things out. This is something that more automakers need to do with their HD trucks. There's only 2 others that could do that, but obviously we want to see that happen. So tell me what your thoughts are. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Hebert's Town & Country for loaning us this truck for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out one of the videos that's on the screen right now and we'll see you there.